Welcome to News Around. This is a breaking dispatch as events erupt on the Paris runway and beyond. If you want the rawest, most immediate takes and exclusive unpacking of celebrity storms, subscribe to News Around now, hit the join button if you can to support our work, and make sure you press like and leave a comment so your voice is heard. The City of Lights was gripped by a different kind of illumination this week, the incandescent presence of Hande Erçel. The actress and fashion darling arrived in Paris not merely to parade new looks but to ignite an emotional controversy that now threatens to overshadow every couture moment. One sentence she allowed to slip to waiting reporters has detonated into a lead story that tabloids, television panels, and social feeds cannot stop dissecting. After a marquee runway presentation, Hande, widely recognized for lengthy headlines about her relationship with actor Kerem Bürsin and most recently for a close companionship with heir and businessman Hakan Sabancı, answered a direct question about her romantic life with a deliberately elusive reply. "My heart is always full of beautiful memories, full of love, with whoever brings me joy," she said, smiling in a way that only widened the gap between fact and rumor. Those few words were tiny. Their consequences are enormous. Within minutes, theorists had splintered into camps. One faction argued this was evidence Hande and Kerem Bürsin have quietly reunited, another countered that the nod must have been to Hakan Sabancı and the flirtation that has been public in recent months. A third, growing group whispered that perhaps her allegiance lies with neither, that the actress is safeguarding a private life by crafting deliberate ambiguity. Tell us now, which explanation makes the most sense to you? Comment below and tell News Around what you believe. The spectacle is amplified by proximity and silence. Both Kerem Bürsin and Hakan Sabancı were reported to be in Paris concurrently, but neither has issued any clarifying statement. Kerem, seen frequently at industry events without a companion, maintained a low public profile. Hande, meanwhile, surfaced at an after-hours private gathering associated with figures close to the Sabancı social circle. Rumors of shared hotel stays and separate receptions have bubbled across social platforms, creating a collage of contradicting accounts that only fuels curiosity. Tabloid machinery has gone into overdrive, sifting through Hande's past posts, resurfacing candid photographs with Kerem Bürsin from seasons ago, and juxtaposing them with recent snapshots showing her amid associates of Hakan Sabancı. Journalists have assembled timelines, cross-checked guest lists, and compiled sequences of flights and dinner reservations. The result, a sprawling narrative that reads less like a fashion summary and more like serialized intrigue. On social platforms, allegiances have hardened into factions. Threads that insist Hande's heart never really left Kerem gather tens of thousands of interactions, while rival comment boards celebrate the notion that Hakan Sabancı has opened a new chapter in the actress's life. Influencers and commentators amplify each rumor, turning hearsay into trending topics and transforming private moments into public currency. Memes and opinionated short videos multiply the effect, making it difficult for any single voice to restore clarity. Beyond the emotional theater, there are professional stakes at play. Hande Erçel's career is not a footnote to this controversy, it is an active variable. The actress has been linked with international brand partnerships and discussions about roles that would broaden her reach far beyond domestic screens. Public perception is convertible into opportunity. Ambiguity can sometimes be more valuable than clarity for those seeking global visibility. Yet, for every agent who cheers the publicity, there are brand managers who worry that persistent romantic speculation risks distracting from product launches and strategic rollouts. The fashion houses themselves watched with alarm as coverage pivoted from craftsmanship to conjecture. PR teams that hoped for headlines praising silhouettes and artistic direction found their efforts overshadowed by whispers about hotel corridors and private soirees. The irony is cruel. An industry rooted in image and narrative became the stage for a melodrama that thrives precisely on being indecipherable. Sources who observed the late-night gatherings describe contrasts. Hande appearing composed, engaged in measured conversation, weaving through small clusters of guests rather than lingering in ostentatious displays. Kerem attending industry dinners with a studious, focused air. Hakan's acquaintances moving with an understated confidence. Each action, a late arrival, a reserved seat, a lingering laugh, is now read as a symbol. The effect is a hyperliteralism in which ordinary social motions are turned into headline material. Fans and cultural critics debate whether this episode signals the end of an on-again, off-again narrative with Kerem Bürsin or whether it marks a sincere shift toward Hakan Sabancı, whose public gestures have been frequently noted for their scale and romantic flourish. A separate vantage asks whether it is fair to expect public figures to disclose the texture of their private feelings. The arguments converge and diverge. Some accuse the media of entitlement, others accuse celebrities of leveraging mystique. Throughout the unfolding, News Around will continue to chase verified information, balanced commentary, and context that cuts through sensationalism. We are reaching out to representatives, scanning verified timelines, and documenting any public appearances that might illuminate the situation. If you appreciate our real-time coverage, please subscribe to News Around, press like, and consider joining as a supporter. It helps us finance the kind of on-the-ground reporting this story demands. Imagine, for a moment, that the entire episode is a gesture of self-preservation, a public figure shielding intimate choices while her professional life accelerates. Could Hande be deliberately cultivating uncertainty to avoid being boxed into a narrative that might limit her prospects? Or is the complexity of two potential loves simply the product of overlapping circles in a small, intense world where career, friendship, and romance are inexorably entwined? There is also a media economy logic to this drama. Controversy compounds visibility, and visibility can translate into economic leverage. Whether this calculus benefits an actress, a brand, or a businessman depends on how narratives evolve and which statements land publicly. One thing is certain: the current ambiguity sells headlines and attention in a saturated cultural market. As night settles over Paris, new images and witness accounts will likely materialize. A photograph, a passing observation, or a single sentence at Kerem Bürsin's press appearance could redirect the conversation entirely. Conversely, the confounding possibility remains that the truth, if ever fully articulated, will be more subdued than the speculation suggests. There is room for the idea that neither Kerem nor Hakan fully encapsulates Hande's feelings, that her life, like many modern lives, resists tidy categorization. News Around is watching for concrete developments. Kerem Bürsin's media remarks, any verified comment from Hande Erçel's camp, and any public association involving Hakan Sabancı that might alter perceptions. We will publish updates as they become available, always striving to separate rumor from evidence. If you want to be part of the conversation in real time, subscribe to News Around, hit the join button to back our reporting, like this piece, and leave your perspective in the comments. If you could pose one direct question to Hande at this moment, what would it be? And if forced to pick, who gets your vote, Kerem Bürsin, Hakan Sabancı, or neither? Leave your answer below and help shape the discourse. That's News Around. Thank you for joining this breaking report. For continuous updates and immediate analysis, subscribe now, tap join to support our journalism, smash like, and comment with your thoughts. The runway lights may dim tonight, but the story of Hande Erçel's heart remains ablaze, and we will be here with every development.